Well, good evening. My name is Doug Sept, and as the Assistant Head of School for Academic Affairs at Elgin Academy, it is my distinct honor to welcome you to our 2021 Honors Convocation. As we begin this evening, I would like to share a few thoughts about our virtual event. The best way for you to view it will to be in speaker view so that you can fully see the faculty members who will be presenting awards. We are going to keep everyone muted to avoid distracting background noise. I ask that you please do not unmute yourself, with two exceptions. One, when a student receives an award, we welcome them to unmute themselves briefly if they wish to express gratitude. And two, if we specifically ask for everyone to unmute themselves to provide applause at any point. For the sake of time and continuity, we will not be asking for applause after each award is presented. For the majority of students, hearing their names attached to these awards will be a surprise to them. Students who receive awards this evening may be the recipients of certificates or other gifts. Per tradition, we have also printed the complete list of awards and winners as a part of our commencement program for tomorrow. Seniors, each of you will have a personalized gift box that you can pick up after tomorrow's commencement ceremony. If you earn an award tonight, any related certificates or awards will be in that box. For non-senior award winners, your certificates and awards will be available in the upper school office starting Monday. Finally, I'd like to let everyone know that we are recording this event. I thank you so much for joining us this evening. Tonight is a night to celebrate a full and successful year for Elgin Academy students by noting their accomplishments in the classrooms, on the virtual stage or in the studio, and on the fields and courts. The successes of our students have a wonderful positive impact upon our school culture, and this impact emanates to the local, regional, national, and international community. Tonight is a time to sit back and enjoy hearing about the wonderful things that happen when an engaged and able student body is inspired to become our creative, courageous, and compassionate future. We're going to celebrate these able students in style as presenters highlight the excellent qualities and superb character of this evening's honorees. The traits you will hear used to describe these awardees will read like a primer on how to succeed. We have much to learn from these students, and we are so excited for the chance to share these examples of fantastic students, great athletes, accomplished artists, thespians, and dedicated community servants. The group of teachers joining me will take center stage via Zoom to give accounts of our students' accomplishments. You will see the pride these presenters have in the work of those that we honor tonight. They will read their descriptions glowingly because that is where gratification lies for these teachers. What they won't do is talk about the hard work they do to ensure that anything is possible for these students. They won't tout their knowledge, their passion, and their desire to share. However, the significant student achievements that we celebrate tonight do not occur without the creative, courageous, and compassionate EA faculty. And I would like to take this opportunity to thank them for these traits. Thank you, EA faculty. I would also like to take a moment to recognize Ms. Lau and Ms. Flugel. They are responsible for helping plan this wonderful event, having spent hours to ensure that our students are being honored and celebrated accordingly. Thank you for all of your efforts. Ultimately, tonight is about our students, and I would like to turn our focus to them. As I said earlier, listen closely to the carefully honed descriptions of these extraordinary intellectuals, athletes, community servants, and friends. These words demonstrate the important values which are so crucial here at Elgin Academy, and which these impressive students have demonstrated in full force. In a measurement of these important qualities, I would be happy to put our students up against any who are having similar celebrations this time of year. Tonight is a night to honor our upper school as a whole, and we must acknowledge that the leaders of that group are the 31 individuals in our senior class. This year we've been led especially well. In about 24 hours from now, the class of 2021 will be graduates. For a while now, however, and for a period of time tomorrow, we will continue to celebrate the leadership that you have set for us. You've made us very proud in everything you have done, from your academic accomplishments to your athletic endeavors, on fields and classrooms and stages and in libraries, here and abroad. You are leaving us tomorrow to go on to places of higher learning, and we know that you will make us proud, and we trust that you will challenge those other places to make them better, as you have made us better. We traditionally begin our honors convocation by recognizing all of our seniors individually, but due to this afternoon's baseball game and subsequent delayed arrivals to this Zoom, we have moved that recognition closer to the end. Instead, we would like to begin by honoring several of our juniors who are receiving awards chosen by the upper school faculty. I welcome Director of College Counseling and Social Studies teacher Dan Rafferty to unmute himself to make these presentations.
Good evening, everybody. So we will start with the Dartmouth College Book Award. To be eligible, a student must rank in the top 10% of the class, be of strong character, have made a positive impact on the life of the school community, excel in at least one non-academic area, show outstanding leadership qualities, demonstrate proficiency in a foreign language, and be a realistic candidate for admission to a college or university of the highest caliber. Sophie Shanae Gould-Dulabon. This young woman has established herself as a true leader in the Elgin Academy community, both in and out of the classroom. Mrs. Bear once noted that there is perhaps no one at this school who is more organized, motivated, and curious than Sophie Shanae. Mrs. Cinquemani Thomas once stated that Sophie Shanae's highest priority is whatever is best for the group. Ms. Howe, Magistra Howe, wrote earlier this year, Sophie Shanae, you continue to be unstoppable in Latin. Not even Caesar and his legions can slow you down. Sophie Shanae is a staple of our theater and music program with roles in plays and musicals throughout her time at EA and many wonderful choral performances. She is involved in numerous volunteer endeavors, both in and outside of Elgin Academy. She participates in Race Club, Environmental Club, Latin Club, probably numerous other clubs that I'm overlooking. But most importantly, she was co-editor-in-chief of the Cupola, a position that she will continue with excellence next year. I know that she made considerable improvements in her times running the half mile and the mile for Elgin Academy track and field. She's been an excellent student throughout her time at EA and has continued this trend despite being remote for all but a few weeks of the year. It is my privilege to present this award to Sophie Shanae Gould-Dulabon. Welcome. Moving on to the St. John's College Book Award. We are looking for that student who loves to read, who always has one more question, and who has an insatiable intellectual curiosity about humankind and the world around us. Liza McHugh. So St. John's College is my grad school alma mater and a college that is near and dear to my heart. It focuses on books, writing, and good intellectual conversations. Liza is a newcomer to Elgin Academy this year, and in a short period of time, she has impressed us greatly. Madame Cannon states that she consistently provides interesting and insightful comments during class discussion. Liza demonstrates an intrinsic love of learning that is contagious to her classmates. Mrs. Bear notes, Liza completes assignments and writes essays with a great deal of thoroughness and attention to historical detail. She shows careful preparation for tests and for assignments and continues to demonstrate a thoughtful and mature understanding of complex issues. Dr. Herring states, what a great addition to the junior class at EA. She is doing excellent work in all aspects of the course. She is a serious student and a thoughtful reader. Her notes are excellent. After reading all these wonderful things about Liza from her teachers this year, I am sad that I didn't get to instruct her in APUS because she already took it in 10th grade at her previous school. Liza's commitment to learning is evident to all of her teachers, but she has truly demonstrated this by using her study hall time in the final trimester to pursue online coursework relating to poetry. It is this kind of above and beyond commitment to learning that makes her a perfect fit for the St. John's Book Award. It is my pleasure to present it to Liza McHugh. The St. Lawrence Book Award. In recognition of the value that St. Lawrence community places on service to others, the St. Lawrence Book Award honors high school juniors who have distinguished themselves in their communities by their significant commitment to community service. Jonathan Vogt. Jonathan has demonstrated a strong commitment to community service throughout his time at Elgin Academy. He was an enthusiastic participant in our soup kitchen program, where he dedicated time to helping feed the less fortunate on Wednesday afternoons. This club was put on hiatus this year due to the pandemic, but Jonathan continued to help the community through Service Club this year, where students sewed masks for those in need and engaged in other projects to benefit others. Outside of Elgin Academy, he serves for ElderWorks, a senior care program where he provides technical support and helped elderly folks get appointments for vaccinations. He is a young man who truly cares about people and has devoted considerable time to assisting his community. It is my privilege to present the St. Lawrence Book Award to Jonathan Boat.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Jono. University of Rochester George Eastman Young Leaders Award. This goes to a student with strong leadership experience at the school and in the community, high grades in challenging courses, and extensive involvement in extracurricular activities. Nikhil Karna. Nikhil is a student that I would describe as having laser focus. Mr. Kidston once described him as very disciplined and highly motivated. He is often quiet, but as a teacher, I know that he is always engaged. Mr. Sanchez once noted that you tried to help quietly and respectfully in a way that would not embarrass anyone, certain other students who were not doing well in the class. That kindness and awareness is more important than the grade that you earned. This quiet and respectful leadership that Nikhil possesses is evident throughout his coursework and co-curricular endeavors, of which there are many, such as being the editor of Yearbook Club, involvement in theater, Latin Club and Latin Honor Society, and several distinctions in the sport of golf. Nikhil has dedicated himself to service through Kids for Kids, Service Club, and this school year he began volunteering at an assisted living facility in Bartlett. He is truly a pillar of our community. I would also like to note that this award comes from the University of Rochester, where, if my memory serves me correctly, Nikhil's mother is a graduate of. So it is very fitting to present this award to Nikhil Karna.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And finally, the Brandeis University Book Award is presented for a commitment to civic engagement, community service, political activism, social justice, or volunteer work. Once again, Sophie Shanae Gould-Dulabam. Much was said about Sophie Shanae earlier for her Dartmouth Award, but I would like to emphasize that her commitment to social justice was evident in the topics she wrote about for the cupola, her devotion to Race Club, and in her AP US History presentation about Ellis Island and immigration in the late 19th century. I will use two brief but powerful quotes to illustrate why she was chosen for this award. "You are so kind and supportive of others, so willing to help, and so humble," from Mrs. Bear. And from Mr. Sanchez, "We are a better community as a class and as a school because Sophie Shanae is around." On that note, it is again my honor to present this award to Sophie Shanae.
Bonsoir tout le monde. It's nice to see you this evening. I'm going to present the Excellence in French Award tonight. The Excellence in French Award is earned by a student who essentially acts as a student ambassador of the French language and culture, someone who strives to achieve a high level of linguistic skill while acting as a role model for the others in class. Their presence inspires their peers to want to go further with their French acquisition. This year, the Excellence in French Award goes to Harim Ralph. It has been a pleasure to have the opportunity to have Harim in class again this year. She is a strong language student who approaches each activity with a positive mindset. She is an engaged, motivated French learner who tackles each activity with diligence, applying herself to each task. Additionally, she contributes to class discussions in ways that push the conversations forward, providing insightful and interesting perspectives that deepen the experience for everyone in the class. I appreciate her serious but personable demeanor, which puts everyone in her group at ease. Her written expression is strong, and she seeks out advice to help deepen her skills. Additionally, she is willing to take risks speaking and engages fully during class discussions. As a result, she is comfortable speaking about any topic and has the ability to express herself in the language. It has been a genuine pleasure to share the classroom with her again this year. I wish her all the best in the future, and I'm confident that she will enhance any learning environment in which she is present. Congratulations, Hareen.
Thank you.
Okay, so it's my turn. Let me turn this up here. So Vansh dropped out of AP Spanish on Tuesday, the second day of class. Imagine my surprise when he showed up on Friday to ask if he could rejoin the class. I said, Vansh, we're in this trimester system. A week of class is a lot to miss. And I said, why do you want to come back? And he replied, well, I dropped out because I thought it was going to be too much. But then I started another class and realized how much I miss Spanish. And being back in this room is so comfortable, it's like being home or something. I mean, how could I say no? Vansh has an incredible curiosity about the world around him. He has a great respect for culture and an inspiring amount of empathy for each person he encounters. He brought light and laughter to our classroom, and of course, he worked his butt off every single class period. Grammar, literature, conversation, or comprehension, it didn't matter. Vansh always did his best. He wanted to learn absolutely everything and asked more questions than any other student I've taught in the past 21 years. Congratulations, Vansh. I could go on for hours, but I only have 1 minute. It's been an honor to work with you. Fly far and breathe free, and don't forget to come back home from time to time.
Thank you.
The Frank H. Lemacher Mathematics Award is given to the senior who has best demonstrated an enjoyment, enthusiasm, and attitude of working for improved understanding of math during his or her Elgin Academy upper school career. The student who receives this award this school year is a senior who has always had to work a little harder than her peers. She's persevered and even did extra work to make sure she understood what was being taught. Never once did she complain or brag about the extra work, nor did she worry about the grades she earned. She is humble and dedicated to fully understanding and appreciating mathematics. I watched her enthusiasm for mathematics reach a peak in statistics this school year. She spoke about being excited to go home and use what she is learning in stats to better understand the news and talk with her family about probabilities. For her work, her dedication, and enthusiasm, the math department awards the Frank H. Lemacher Mathematics Award to Shauna Gold-Dulabum.
Thank you.
I have had the pleasure of working with a number of mathematicians in my teaching career, given that I consider each of my students to be worthy of that title. Given that large sample size, one may ask if I've figured out what the characteristic that is the biggest predictor of mathematical success. I'm sure that some might assume that predictive quality involves strong and quick mental math abilities or the know-how to memorize and apply long formulas. While those items can all help, the biggest predictor of mathematical success is confidence. Everyone has the ability to be a confident mathematician. All it takes is trusting in your math instincts, not being afraid to pose a problem-solving technique even if it leads down a wrong path, and understanding that regardless of whether your final answer is right or wrong, there is always something to be learned from each problem and to be applied to future situations. I say all of this because when I think about this year's recipient of the Excellence in Mathematics Award, I think of that quality of confidence. I will candidly share that this student was not very confident in his math abilities when I first began to work with him last year in AP Calculus BC. He was hesitant and often deferred to others. When he would pose an idea or solution, he did so in a manner that implied there was a question mark at the end of each statement, illustrating he did not believe that he could possibly be correct. The truth is, his mathematical abilities were always there, but he was still developing the one characteristic he needed: confidence. Fast forward to 2 years later, by the conclusion of Calculus 2, This student was a leader in discussion, was always posing ideas. He was fearless in forging ahead with new concepts, and he displayed a hunger for learning more and more mathematics. Additionally, he did this all through a computer screen due to the pandemic, but his presence still had a great impact on our class. I am pleased to present this year's Excellence in Mathematics Award to Neil Shamani, who should serve as a model for students to know that the key to being a successful mathematician is to have the confidence to know that you are a successful mathematician. I would also like to point out that I always like to give recipients of this award a couple of books to further their learning of math, and I've picked one out specifically with Neil in mind. My Calculus 2 students created a project titled My Mathematical Legacy at EA, in which they have a free rein to demonstrate a passion for whichever concept they've enjoyed the most, using a medium that can be shared with future students. Neil chose to write a children's book titled Life of X, in which the main character X has life experiences that illustrate some important algebraic concepts. Therefore, Neil, I'm giving you a copy of one of my favorite math books, The Number Devil, which is a children's book about several fascinating concepts presented in a manner that is childlike and yet full of wonder. May you never lose your confidence may you never lose your confidence in and wonder for mathematics, Neil. Congratulations.
Okay, this is the Bal Shalom Junior Science Award. How would you like to have a student spot your every mistake as you work out math or science on the board? Not one in class, but in 2 classes in 1 year. And this being a student who's on Zoom and can spot your every misstep. Well, I, for one, loved it. This is a student who is on top of things, who gains insight through hard work, who wants to learn, who really wants to get it. And in so doing, moves the group forward as they learn. As Mr. Matthews said about his class this year in AP Bio, this student is highly observant, asks great questions, and works great with others, even when on Zoom. One who takes small facts, sees the pattern, and informs the big picture. I can't agree more with all that he said. This is a student who we hear might also be interested in one day working in a science field, and who we know who has the skills to do very well. And it's a student who has pushed this old guy to learn a thing or two this year too. This year's Bal Shalom Science Award goes to Brianna Suhida. Great job, Brianna.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. It is my pleasure to introduce the first of 2 Excellence in Science Awards that we're going to be giving this evening. One, as a department, we think about the possible nominees for this award. We consider students who have performed well in their courses, as well as students who are really passionate about what they were learning. This student has taken 5 science classes in the upper school, including AP Bio, AP Chemistry, and mathematical physics. The student is inquisitive, hardworking, and puts their full effort into everything that they do. In the challenging schedule this year, this person ended up taking mathematical physics in the last trimester, which is pretty tough because that's typically when students start to lose motivation. Mr. Thomas commented, however, that the student was often one of the most engaged students in class, whether or not they were on campus or online. This year in AP Chemistry, the student ended up being completely remote for the entire trimester, but it never stopped her from being incredibly engaged, asking questions, getting help, and really working with her peers to solve some of the most challenging science questions that there were. Kareem Ralph is extremely deserving of the Excellence in Science Award. Her passions in the field of science will serve her well next year at the University of Wisconsin-Madison. And Hareem, thank you for being a dedicated, talented science student, and we wish you the best of luck next year. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Good evening. I'm pleased to give award number 2. And I would say this is a gratifying award to give because, as Mrs. Lau just said, it's based on your science career at EA, not just necessarily this year. So this young man has taken AP Chem, AP Bio, Math, Physics, Environmental Science, and he also took a science-like class when he was in the scuba diving J term last year. So I had the pleasure of teaching him 3 times in 2 years, which was great. As a scuba diver, he's a very skilled diver, and he was super helpful with the other kids, the less experienced kids, helping them with their skills and tasks as we went through class. So he's great to have along in that class. In AP Bio, he just loved doing everything. No matter what lab we were doing, he just got into it. He was into the science behind what we're doing. He seemed to actually like doing lab reports, which is a great characteristic. And for some reason, he was really attached to the brine shrimp we were raising. No one's ever been that attached to him, but he was in his bio mode. Environmental science, he was working on his sustainable city project for crazy numbers of hours. Like, what dedication. Mr. Thomas has this to say about him. He's so interested in science, he walks into class every day, sits down, and engages. He asks very good questions, multiple questions in the same class period about the topic at hand and about related topics. His energy and curiosity push the class forward, helping to set the pace in the course. He just loves learning. He wants to understand. And I do have to say, as I wrap up, he made a major biology error by not understanding that his mascot is an animal or a mammal. But despite all that, we're very happy to give and remind him that a badger is a mammal. Give the Excellence in Science Award number 2 to Alex Richardson. Congratulations, Alex.
Thank you.
Good evening. It is an honor to be here among this group of distinguished young scholars and to present the Excellence in English Award. When choosing the recipient of the Excellence in English Award, the English department considers a student's interest and aptitude in the study of literature, a student's proficiency in written and oral expression, and a student's mature critical thinking as demonstrated in literary studies. On behalf of Dr. Herring and myself, I am proud to present this year's Excellence in English Award to Vansh Haridas. Vansh is a student who understands the ability of language to move, motivate, and express. Few students have been more devoted to the power of the written word. Vansh's poetry, for example, blends diction, meaning, rhythm, and sound in a truly extraordinary way. Vansh's critical work demonstrates deep and critical understanding. Vansh can bring a creative element even to the sometimes dry and tedious genre of English argumentative essays and presentations. Vansh's whole self is always part of this engagement with literature, which is a model for how all of us should engage with what we read and write, and indeed with everything in our lives. I look forward to seeing what Vansh does in the years ahead, and I will state for the record that DePaul has an excellent English department. Congratulations, Vansh.
Thank you.
Excellence in U.S. History. The Excellence in U.S. History Award goes to a young man who was never, and I mean never, afraid to speak his mind and ask deep, meaningful questions. He often kept me on my toes with some of the challenging questions that came to mind. He put together a 72-slide presentation on the history of socialism in America from Thomas Paine through the New Deal, with considerable emphasis placed on Eugene Debs. This was, I think, longer than my senior thesis and was well on its way to being a dissertation. I asked students to give these presentations for about 5 to 10 minutes, and I had to cut this young man off somewhere between the 25 and 30-minute mark because, as amazing as it was, I needed to make sure that there was time for other students to present. So this was absolutely one of the most epic student presentations I've ever seen. was one of the most impressive things that I've ever seen from a student of mine in 15 years of instructing history. He obviously has an incredible head for facts and is always eager to learn more. And it is my honor to present the Excellence in U.S. History Award to Jonathan Vogt.
Thank you.
I am pleased to be able to present the Excellence in Social Studies Award to Samuel Bassa. Sammy was one of the most enthusiastic students that I have ever had the privilege of teaching. Indeed, it was daily, often more than once in a class during AP Psychology, that I would hear the following from Sammy. "Oh my God, Mr. Camozzi, I can't wait to do our talking point discussion. I have the best question," or something like that. That's my impersonation of Sammy. His academic performance was exemplary as well, but the traits that made Sammy a singular student was his authentic joy and curiosity in the material. Sammy approached every class with a desire to learn through critical thinking and exchange of ideas, and this attitude was infectious. It made me more excited to teach class, and it made his classmates want to engage with his questions. I know Sammy will be successful as he pursues his further education with a similar openness, eagerness to learn, and passion for his subject. Congratulations, Sammy.
Thank you, Mr. Camozzi.
You're welcome.
Each year, the Elgin Academy Social Studies and English Department choose one junior to receive the Frederick Douglass and Susan B. Anthony Award, which is sponsored by the University of Rochester. In the city of Rochester, Douglass published his newspaper, hosted runaway slaves in his home, gave speeches, and supported women's suffrage alongside his friend Susan B. Anthony. In Rochester, Anthony worked tirelessly for married women's property rights, women's suffrage, the abolition of slavery, and the education of women and African Americans. In honor of these two American authors and activists, the University of Rochester sponsors this award for a junior who has strong grades in rigorous courses taken in the humanities and social sciences, has shown leadership and dedication to community action, and has demonstrated a commitment to understanding and addressing difficult social issues. This year's recipient, Fiona Baborci, has distinguished herself as a high-achieving student in both English 3 and AP US History. In both her reading and writing, Fiona pays particular attention to how texts speak to the concerns of oppressed people and the complex ways in which race, gender, class, and sexuality influence identity. Like Douglass and Anthony, Fiona demonstrates a commitment to conversation and community. She is the founder of our school's Race Club, an acronym that stands for Raising Awareness for Cultural Equality. She is passionate about social justice, which infuses her leadership of the organization the organization of the club's activities. Fiona, congratulations on being this year's recipient of the Douglass and Anthony Award.
Thank you.
The Laura Davidson Sears Performing Arts Award is given to a senior who has demonstrated continued excellence in and dedication to both music and theater during their time at Elgin Academy. There are 2 recipients of this award in the class of 2021.
Throughout their time in middle and high school theater, these 2 students have often been paired together on stage. Sometimes their characters are friends, sometimes foes, but for many shows, they have worked closely in scenes and songs. Willy Wonka and an Oompa Loompa, Shrek and Lord Farquaad, The Groom and the Best Man. It is in this last show, our production of The Drowsy Chaperone in their freshman year, that they took on the biggest challenge as a performing pair that they would face, a tap dance duet.
Each took on learning this new dance style with their own unique approach. One practiced diligently in and out of rehearsal, so much, in fact, that one of his taps broke in the middle of a performance out of what I can only assume was wear and tear. and he was further inspired to take tap classes on his own. The other had to be reminded to bring his tap shoes home each day to practice. Ultimately, however, this little number was a fun highlight of the show and demonstrated the commitment to performing excellence for which both strive.
John Arnold has been performing since he arrived on campus as a 7th grader, a backbone of the music and theater program for the last 6 years. He has generously given of his own time, acting as dance captain for 3 musicals, while still being one of the first cast members to learn his music. John is patient, never took himself too seriously, but was always serious about the work.
Christopher Katamoglu has been seen on the EA stage in plays, musicals, and concerts since middle school as well. He is a consummate performer, unafraid and unself-conscious in his characterizations, and willing to plumb emotional depths in his portrayals. Christopher is also extremely directable, ready to listen to feedback and use it to improve his performances.
Though it is not likely they will pair up on stage again, both are looking to explore the performing arts in college, and we look forward to hearing about each of their individual successes. It is our honor to give this year's Laura Davidson Sears Performing Arts Award to John Arnold and Christopher Katamoglu.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The Excellence in Theater Award goes to a senior who has demonstrated continued commitment to and excellence in the theater program, both in and out of the classroom during their time at Elgin Academy. For this year's recipient, continued commitment are the key words from that description. Aaron Kirk has performed in every theater production since his freshman year. He has played roles as varied as a dopey murder suspect in Clue, a frustrated educator in Spelling Bee, and a musical theater enthusiast in The Drowsy Chaperone. He could always be counted on to work hard during the rehearsal process, commit to his roles, and be a supportive cast member. His work in the Theater Workshop 1 and 2 classes was exemplary in all areas from acting to design. Theater at EA has not just been Aaron's commitment, but one for the entire Kirk family, with Aaron and his parents showing up for every set build, helping to find props and costumes, and supporting the theater program as audience members, even when Aaron was a lower and middle school student. Aaron's commitment to theater earned him membership into the International Thespian Society, and were it not for COVID restrictions, I have no doubt he would have earned honor thespian status this year. Aaron, your continued commitment to the theater program during your upper school career has set such a positive example for other students. I've enjoyed working with you these past 4 years and wish you all the best in college. It is my honor to award this year's Excellence in Theater Award to Aaron Kirk.
Thank you.
The Excellence in Music Award is given to a senior who has demonstrated continued excellence in and commitment to the music department at Elgin Academy. This year's senior class has been particularly involved with the music program throughout their time at Elgin Academy. And this year, 2 members of the graduating class will be receiving this award. This year's recipients of the Excellent in Music Award were never students that drew attention to themselves, but they have been an integral part of the musical landscape here for 4 years. I met Charlene Levine as a middle school student and have had the honor of being her advisor during her time in the upper school. Charlene is not only a talented singer and musician, she is a gifted songwriter as well. Christy Mordini also arrived in my advisory as an extremely shy 9th grader who, when I encouraged her to audition for the musical, informed me she would never perform on stage. 3 years later, she was spelling words in our production of the 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee, and she hasn't looked back since. Both Charlene and Christy have been committed to the success of upper school choir, encore, and the upper school musicals. Their growth as musicians and performers has been a joy to watch. This pandemic year changed everything about choir as a performing art. Instead of rehearsing for concerts, we spent hours upon hours recording and re-recording individual parts to create virtual performances. Charlene and Christy's recordings were always of the highest quality. I loved dropping their recordings into GarageBand first and listening to them sing together in perfect harmony. Christy and Charlene, I am so proud of the young women you have become. It is my hope you have become lifelong singers and that you continue to find ways and reasons to sing. It is my pleasure to present the Excellence in Music Award to both Charlene Levine and Christy Mordini.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The Jane Pelton Excellence in Art Award is given to an individual or individuals who have demonstrated outstanding ability and ownership of craft and a quest for knowledge that can only be gained from a sincere effort, a joy for the process, and an intrinsic understanding of the medium. When I think back on the 3 years the recipient of this award has spent in the classroom with me, it brings back so many fond memories. His dedication to the artistic process, and not just the product, his curiosity about all things in life, art included, and his vast knowledge, knack for storytelling, and trivia. All of these wonderful traits that he shared with us made our classroom a home. The Jane Pelton Excellence in Art Award for 2021 is being given to Teddy Ellis. Teddy, you embody to me what hard work and perseverance stand for. Your decency, empathy, kindness, and patience are something that has always made you stand out in the crowd. Over the past 3 years, you have grown on the steady foundation that you built in Drawing One, each project showing more and more skill, precision, and style. I'm so proud of you for all the work that you put in this year in AP Prep, creating thought-provoking work and creating a website to showcase both your art and musical pursuits. I will miss you greatly next year, but I know you will be having the time of your life in Michigan. Thank you for all your hard work.
Thank you.
This would be the point for the Old Main Award. So if Kendall and Oscar are available.
All right. Hi, everyone. So on behalf of the Student and Athletic Council, Kendall and I would like to present the Old Main Award. Throughout his time here at Elgin Academy, this candidate has portrayed his leadership through his service for the school community. Aside from bringing smiles to people's faces, his outgoing and friendly personality has contributed to the welcoming environment the Academy reflects. Since freshman year, he has been an active member of the student body, and he's shown his dedication by participating in many clubs and sports such as soccer and tennis. He's also remained a consistent participant in the school's choir and theatrical productions. Whether it's on the soccer field or on stage, his service to the community does not end there. His love for Elgin Academy was mostly recognized this school year when he served as the student council president. Thanks to him, we were able to maintain a unified student body despite the pandemic. The Old Main Award is a direct representation of Christopher Katamuglu, and his dedication, leadership, and service to the Academy will be greatly missed. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Woohoo!
Okay, I will now be presenting the Excellence in Community Service Award. Every year, the Excellence in Community Service Award is given to an individual who demonstrates a sincere passion and willingness to help members of their school and broader community. This was definitely a challenging year to serve our community, but our service club stepped up to create multiple projects and initiatives to help put a smile on people's faces. Whether it was a kindness rock at EA, a homemade mask for pads, or a letter to a nursing home resident or staff member, our service club made it their mission to help people during this hectic year. One service club leader really stood out for her dedication, leadership, and fabulous attitude. which is why this year's Community Service Award will be given to Emma Smiley. Emma has proven her love for her community throughout her time in PADS Club and Service Club during her years in the upper school. You can always count on Emma to greet you with a smile and a warm, inviting attitude, no matter who you are. Thank you, Emma, for your service, and we know that you will continue to be a shining light in your college community.
Thank you.
Quill and Scroll is an international honor society for high school journalism. Members must currently be sophomores, juniors, or seniors. Tonight, we induct 10 new members into the Quill and Scroll Society for their work on either the EA newspaper or the yearbook. They will each receive a pin and a certificate. The new members are seniors Christy Mordini and Win Tran, junior Sophie Shanae Gould-Dulabam, Nikhil Karna, Liza McHugh, Kendall Malone, Leela Prodhan, Brianna Suhita, and sophomores Annika Jaitley and Annie Matusiak. We would also like to honor one of our previous inductees, senior Harim Ralph, with an editor's pin. Congratulations.
Each year, the Sons of the American Revolution sponsors an award to recognize outstanding citizenship. This award recognizes a senior who demonstrates dependability, honesty, courtesy, respect, leadership, and patriotism. The upper school faculty have chosen Aaron Kirk to receive the Sons of the American Revolution Award. He has been a leader at Elgin Academy in the classroom, on the stage, and in athletics, and we anticipate him making similar contributions to his University of Southern California community. Congratulations, Aaron.
Thank you.
Oh my God.
The President's Education Awards program has been in existence for many years and recognizes students in their senior year. This award is given in schools all across the country, and the recipients share similar academic traits with their peers around the United States. Each year, the President sponsors 2 awards, one for academic excellence and one for academic achievement. The awards come with certificates as well as with a letter from the President. The Presidential Award for Outstanding Excellence follows strict guidelines that include a grade point average of over 3.5. Almost 1/2 of the class of 2021 achieved this high mark. Congratulations to these students: John Arnold, Samuel Nathan Bassa, Madeline Beauchamp, Theodore Ellis, Vansh Haridas, Aaron Kirk, Charlene Levine, Madhumitha Manivanan, Ryan Marusic, Harim Ralph, Neil Shamani, Win Tran, Anna Whitmire, Michael Shu, and Reese Zantz. Congratulations. The Presidential Award for Outstanding Academic Achievement recognizes students not eligible for the previous award, but who show outstanding educational growth, improvement, commitment, and intellectual development throughout their range of studies. This can also be awarded for a particular area of interest and excellence. The following 6 students were selected by the upper school faculty to receive the Presidential Award for Outstanding Academic Achievement: Kayla Alfaro Monteverde, Shauna Gould-Dulabom, Katia Horn, Christiana Mordini, Alexander Richardson, and Emma Smiley. Congratulations. Each year, a number of Elgin Academy students take advanced placement exams through the College Board. That organization recognizes students who have the distinction of earning a score of 3 or better out of 5 on 3 or more AP examinations. Seniors are eligible for this distinction based on the scores of tests that they took during their 10th and 11th grade years. This year, we are honored that 9 members of our class of 2021 earned this recognition. Vash Haridas, Charlene Levine, Madhumita Manivannan, Ryan Marushik, Nguyen Tran, and Michael Shu were saluted as AP Scholars for receiving grades of 3 or higher on 3 or more exams. Joseph Hargrave, Aaron Kirk, and Reese Zontz were named AP Scholars with Honor for an average score of at least 3.25 on all AP exams taken, including scores of 3 or higher on 4 or more of these exams. These seniors, along with more of their peers, could receive further recognition for their AP exam performance once the current year's tests are assessed and reported in July. Congratulations to all. The Illinois Student Assistance Commission recognizes students for outstanding achievement on college entrance standardized tests. These students rank in the top 10% of the approximately 140,000 high school graduating seniors in Illinois each year. Again, this award is determined by GPA and high test scores earned by the completion of their junior year. This year, 5 members of our senior class were recognized by this organization to be Illinois State Scholars. These students are Samuel Nathan Bassa, Vash Haridas, Aaron Kirk, Madhumita Manivannan, and Reese Zontz. Congratulations.
Hey, good evening, everyone. Thank you. Listen, I know this evening is about the students, but I would be remiss as athletic director not to take a few minutes to say thank you to the parents. There's so many senior parents that have been a part of our athletic department for the last 4 years. You guys do so much to help us run the department. So I wanted to say publicly, thank you very much. We're going to miss you. I also wanted to take some time to do what I usually wouldn't do, which is to give a nod to the idea of participation award. I think that this year, more than any other year, it is worth noting that anyone that went to play athletics this year did so out of their own want to do it and their own desire to represent their school. So just one big appreciation to all of the students who played sports this year. And I know we had our senior recognition the other day, which was a lot of fun for me. It was a new tradition. I think we're going to continue going forward. But even beyond that, there's a couple of people that I believe are worth honorable mention today before I announce our female and male athlete of the year. The first one is I want to take some time to thank Emma Smiley for all of her contributions to EA athletics. Every single time, from the time that she was a freshman until this year when I needed her help, every single time I turned to her for help, she was there for us. And so by turning to be there for us, she's there for all of us, whether it's a PAC event or homecoming or helping me with orientation this year. So thank you very much, Emma. I want to say thank you to Sammy Bassa. Sammy, you are leaving a legacy behind you. And like many seniors have done before you, you've made a lot of impact on your basketball program, and a lot of young men lives are going to be impacted by you. I want to thank Teddy Ellis for showing a spirit of never giving up. I appreciate that. I want to thank and acknowledge Annie Whitmire for her talent and her capabilities, and just publicly acknowledge that we understand the importance of concussion and keeping her safe, and how that prohibited her ability to play the sport that she loves. I want to acknowledge Reese Zontz for what he has meant for 2 programs and the things that he's done to contribute to the success of baseball and basketball. And yeah, so with that, I will officially announce the female athlete of the year. The athlete of the year is someone who embodies the 4 cornerstones of Elgin Academy athletics: sportsmanship, development, teamwork, and productivity. To win this award, one must be hardworking, dependable, coachable, and committed to excellence on and off the field of play. Although individual or team accolades certainly do not hurt, the athletic department focuses on honoring the process by which awards are achieved, in addition to the accomplishments themselves. So with that, it is my pleasure to introduce your female athlete of the year, Mrs. Maddie Beauchamp. Maddie is extremely talented. She is extremely consistent, and she is passionate in everything that she does. I remember 4 years ago in her first volleyball game, every time she would do something successful, we would all say from the crowd, "She's a freshman." And for the last 4 years, she's kept that consistency the entire time. So we appreciate her. Here's a list of her accolades. She's a 4-year varsity player for volleyball. She's an all-conference honorable mention in the ISL in 2018. She's an all-conference first team member in 2019. She was the defensive MVP for the team in 2017, 18, and 19. She was the overall MVP for the 2020 team. She is our all-time leader in digs with 760. She is our all-time leader in aces with 128. She's also our season record holder for digs, 290, and our season record holder for aces, 48. Congratulations, Maddie.
Thank you.
This is what it looks like. You'll get it in the thing tomorrow, but we're proud of you. All right, and our male athlete of the year needs no introduction, I can tell you, because earlier today, a student saw me with 2 awards on my hand, and all he asked me is, who's the other one for? Because we knew that it was for Mr. Johnny Yavari. Big congratulations to him. He is our male athlete of the year. These are obviously, a list of accomplishments for the 4 years that you guys have been here. This year has been a different year. And so although it says athlete of the year, what we're really trying to do is acknowledge the legacy that Johnny has left with our school. So let me read some of that off to you. Johnny was the ISL Conference Player of the Year in golf, the first Conference Player of the Year since 2016. He was the ISL All-Conference First Team in 2017, 18, 19, and 20. That means all 4 years of his high school career, he was First Team All-Conference. He was our golf team MVP in 2018, 2019, and 2020. He was our tennis MVP in 2019 and 2020. He was a tennis state qualifier in 2018 and updated as of just a few hours ago, also 2021. He's our golf state qualifier in 2018, 19, and 20, and he's our golf regional and sectional championship in 2020. Johnny is hardworking, talented, and extremely confident. He went from a 9th grader with a lot of potential and some things to work on, as he was known for maybe throwing a club here and there and things like that. But he has grown into such a productive young man on the golf course. He's so talented. We're going to miss him. Congratulations, Johnny.
Thank you.
And here's yours. It is my pleasure to introduce to you guys someone who is not necessarily a member of the Elgin Academy community, but he and his organization do so much for us. He represents the Elgin Sports Hall of Fame. He's here to present an award. His name is Jim Harrington.
Thank you, Rick. My name is Jim Harrington. I'm the president of the Elgin Sports Hall of Fame Foundation. Over the past 40 years, our organization has awarded over $685,000 in scholarships to student athletes. This year, due to the generosity of our donors, we are able to award 28 $1,700 scholarships to high school seniors who go to a school in Elgin or live in Elgin but attend a school outside of Elgin. We also award 2 $1,700 scholarships to the Elgin Community College students who are moving on to a 4-year school. That is a total of 30 scholarships worth $51,000. Tonight, one student from Elgin Academy will receive this scholarship. Your name and picture will be added to the Elgin Sports Hall of Fame display that is located at the Rec Center in downtown Elgin. The recipient participated in varsity baseball all 4 years, first team ISL All Conference, 1A RBI King, and team captain. He was on the 2017, 18, 19 regional championship teams. He has a GPA of 3.7 and a member of the National Honor Society. He's going to Earlham College in the fall. Congratulations to Reese Zantz.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Mr. Williams will present that to you tomorrow.
The Cum Laude Society is the secondary school analog of Phi Beta Kappa. It was founded in Maryland 115 years ago, and its mission, to quote from the Society's mission statement, is to recognize academic achievement in secondary schools for the purpose of promoting excellence, justice, and honor. According to the Society's website, there are nearly 400 chapters worldwide, and around 4,000 new student members are inducted each year. The Elgin Academy chapter was founded in 1922. It's the oldest chapter in Illinois and the 26th oldest in the society. Mr. Hanford and I are the president and secretary, respectively, of the EA chapter. The Society's constitution authorizes each chapter to induct the top 20% of each year's senior class. We elect approximately 10% as juniors and another 10% as seniors. Senior inductees receive a certificate, a pin, and a booklet with information about the Society. Juniors receive the certificate and the booklet when they are elected, and the pin the following year. I would now like to recognize this year's junior inductees, Sophie Shanae Gold-Dulabaum and Brianna Sushita. Next, this year's new senior inductees, Madhu Madhavanan, Neil Shyamani, Win Tran, and Michael Zhu. And finally, the seniors who were elected last year as juniors, Vansh Haridas, Aaron Kirk, Harim Rauf, and Reese Zantz. Congratulations to all of you. And now, this isn't on the program. I'm going to present one of Elgin Academy's Faculty Service Awards. And not just any old service award for any old faculty member either. This year is the 20th year that Seth Hanford, our head of school, has spent on EA's campus. I've been charged tonight with telling you a little bit about our fearless leader and what makes him stand out at a school with no shortage of wonderful people. I can almost hear my colleagues now. They're thinking, go for it, Jim, this is your chance. And if any of you in the audience were at this event last year, you might remember that Seth launched any number of age-related barbs at me as he was honoring me on the occasion of my 40th service anniversary. Well, my colleagues and I will have to wait a little longer for our revenge because I, unlike some other people, have elected to take the high road tonight. Seth is, after all, the one who signs my paycheck. Thus, poverty doth make cowards of us all, or something like that. Mr. Hanford has served Elgin Academy for 20 years, but they haven't been consecutive, so here's the chronology. In 1993, Seth arrived here from Connecticut with quite a bit less experience and considerably more hair. Oops. With his degree from pen in hand and 2 years of experience teaching middle school social studies and English at Greens Farms Academy, his alma mater, he signed on to teach history in our upper school. Characteristically, he dove in head first, teaching, advising, coaching tennis, serving as the yearbook advisor, and working hard to engage fully in the life of the school. Basically, following the advice he gives to the teachers he hires these days. He lived on campus, and during the 3 years that he taught here, he not only gained valuable school experience, he also married his talented and lovely wife, Desi. In 1996, he and Desi left for New York City so that Seth could earn a master's degree in educational administration from Columbia University. Then, with his second Ivy League degree in hand, he landed a position as Dean of Students at MICDS, one of the premier independent schools in St. Louis. Fast forward 8 years to 2004. Seth is ready for his next step up the administrative ladder, and Elgin Academy has an opening for an upper school director. Like the proverbial bad penny, he came back to Park Street, serving as EA's upper school director for the next 8 years, and starting in 2006 as assistant head of school. In 2012, our board of trustees had the good sense to hire Seth to be the Academy's 35th head of school, and that's what he's been doing ever since. So, 3 years as a teacher, 2 years as upper school director, 6 years as assistant head of school, and 9 years as head of school. If you add it up, that makes 20 years. I used to pretend to be a math teacher, so you can trust me on this. Throughout his 20 years here, no matter what role he is playing, there are certain things that remain constant when Seth is part of the equation. When we asked the faculty and staff to tell us what they appreciate about Seth's leadership, some common threads emerged. One person said, "What I appreciate most about Seth is his compassion. He genuinely cares about everyone on campus, all the students the faculty, the staff, and the parents, not just on a professional level, but on a personal one. So many of us across campus have experienced this firsthand and will be forever grateful for his compassionate support during times of personal crises or professional dilemmas. His compassion is also evident in his relationships with students of all ages. Mr. Hanford cares deeply about kids and is invested in their development and progress toward becoming great young adults. At the same time, enjoying the unique quirks that come with each age group. No matter how preoccupied he might be with a board level or financial issue, he is never too busy to get to know a student. Always the first to volunteer to read to the kindergartners, talk to middle schoolers about their PBL project, or chat with a junior or senior about her college plans. He is approachable and genuine in his interest in them. In fact, this year, while working the car line, he races a certain first grader and her preschool sister into school every morning, always careful to let them win. The younger one has a habit of shedding her backpack, lunchbox, and anything else she is carrying along the way, and Mr. Hanford always picks them up for her and brings them into school. He knows that these are the kinds of interactions that make good school memories for kids, the kind they will carry with them for a long time. It's not just lower schoolers who think Mr. Hanford is a funny guy either. The faculty also appreciate his sense of humor. I can tell you that facing the prospect of a long faculty meeting at 3 o'clock in the afternoon is much easier knowing that Seth will inject a little humor here and there, as he always does. One teacher even said she thinks he might have missed his calling as a comedian. Good to know, Seth, in case this whole school head thing goes south. In the end, the respect for and trust that we have in Seth and the fact that he makes every decision with an eye toward the good of the whole community and not just one part of it makes this a better place. The last 15 months of school during this historic pandemic haven't been easy for any of us, least of all for Seth. It must at times have been quite a burden trying to reconcile differing opinions among the faculty, parents, students, and trustees. But he was unwavering in his conviction that we could keep the community safe and healthy and still be mostly in person. He really believes that the relationships fostered in the in-person classroom are what sets this educational experience apart. He holds a high standard for us as a community, and he has kept the school's bearings strong and certain despite significant challenges. One faculty member summed it up quite well when she said, "Seth is the best leader I have ever worked with. He motivates me, he empowers me, and he is someone I try to emulate." We have in Seth a head of school who embodies our mission. A school couldn't ask for anything more. It is my great pleasure to present Seth Hanford with the Elgin Academy 20-Year Service Award. Congratulations.
It makes me feel a little guilty about last year, Jim.
Has anyone said yet that it's been kind of a strange year? Well, if not, then let me be the first one to tell you this evening that this year was unique and challenging. But despite that, the class of 2021 did an excellent job in the college admissions process. They found ways to connect with colleges and universities throughout the United States and advocated for themselves wonderfully, despite the strange and difficult situation. I am deeply proud of all of them, and I'm delighted to see them attend so many fabulous institutions of higher learning. An ambitious and hardworking group, they submitted 212 applications for a 62% admission rate. They were collectively offered over $3.7 million in merit scholarships. Despite the COVID situation, they were able to commit to a wonderful variety of schools. They will be attending colleges from California to Wisconsin, from South Carolina to New York State, from Dallas to the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, and many, many more. I guess Chicago wasn't cold enough for a couple of our guys. I should point out that you know it is a unique year when we have 3 times as many students matriculating to University of Wisconsin than we have heading to UIUC. And I'll also take this moment to reiterate what Mr. Matthew said earlier, that the badger is in fact a mammal. Even this history guy knows that. Little reminder for our Wisconsin folks. Regardless, we look forward to hearing about their many wonderful accomplishments to come. And I ask the members of the class of 2021 to unmute themselves after I call out their name and announce the lucky colleges and universities that they will soon be attending. So I'm going to announce your name. I'll give you about 5 seconds to respond. And if I don't hear it, I will announce the college for you. So we will start with Kayla Alfaro Monteverde.
St. John's College.
Right. John Arnold.
Gap year.
Samuel Bassa.
Pitzer College.
Madeline Beauchamp.
College of Charleston.
Theodore Ellis.
Michigan Tech.
Jennifer Goddard.
San Diego State.
Shauna Gould Dulabom.
Elgin Community College.
Joseph Hargrave. Joe will be attending the University of Rochester. Von Charitas.
DePaul University.
Katya Horn.
I'm going to Denison University.
Zoe Jacobson.
Roosevelt University.
Christopher Katamuglu.
Occidental College.
Aaron Kirk.
The University of Southern California.
Ryan Knight.
Cornell College.
Charlene Levine.
Eckerd College.
Madhu Manavanan.
The University of Illinois at Chicago.
Ryan Marusik. Ryan will be attending the University of Alabama. Christy Mordini.
Stevenson University.
Lucas Muffet.
Northern Michigan University.
Harim Rauf.
University of Wisconsin-Madison.
Alex Richardson. Alex will also be attending the University of Wisconsin-Madison. Danielle Sammy. Danielle will be joining his brother at Southern Methodist University. Neil Shyamani.
I'm going to Wisconsin-Madison School of Business.
Emma Smiley.
Bradley University.
Win Tran.
University.
Just in case people couldn't hear that, Win said she's going to Judson University. Lindsay Warren. Lindsay will be attending Elgin Community College. Jory Wilmington. Jory will be going to Indiana University. Annie Whitmire.
Bridgewater College.
Michael Zhu.
Yeah, I'm here. University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign.
Thanks for joining us from China, Michael. Johnny Avari.
Denison University.
Right. And last but not least, Reese Zantz.
Earlham College.
All right, join me in giving a big round of applause to the graduating class, Elgin Academy graduating class of 2021.
Congratulations to all of our seniors. Each year, Elgin Academy takes pride in recognizing the 2 students who have earned the highest grade point averages in that year's seniors class. These two students should be exceedingly proud of their accomplishments. As you can tell from the awards presented this evening, this class has an extraordinary number of accomplished students, people who are smart, curious, driven and demanding, and distancing oneself from this group is no small feat. This is a class of accomplished academics who have pursued passions, and they should be as a whole proud of themselves as we are of them. It is my pleasure to first introduce the class of 2021 salutatorian, Vansh Haridas. Both our community and the academic world outside of Elgin Academy have recognized Vansh for his academic thirst and his passion for being a positive force for change. Even a truncated list of his accomplishments is impressive. Vansh earned a 3.84 grade point average while taking the school's top courses in mathematics and Spanish, among other challenging classes. Tonight, he was awarded the School Excellence Award in English and the School Excellence Award in Spanish. He also received two major end-of-year awards last year, the Frederick Douglass and Susan B. Anthony Award in Humanities and Social Studies, and the Brandeis University Book Award, which is given to a student who demonstrates a commitment to civic engagement, community service, political activism, social justice, or volunteer work. He holds membership in the National Honor Society, the Spanish National Honor Society, the International Thespian Society, and the Cum Laude Society. He is an advanced placement scholar and an Illinois State Scholar. He is matriculating to DePaul University. And finally, he gave a wonderful speech to our senior class at our baccalaureate event 2 nights ago. Congratulations, Vansh, for earning the title of the Class of 2021 Salutatorian.
Thank you.
Well, it seems right to wrap up this evening by introducing the class of 2021 valedictorian. As you can tell from the preceding few hours or so, maybe more like an hour and a half, earning the highest GPA in this class is something to celebrate. And ending our evening by introducing our valedictorian, who will speak at tomorrow's commencement, we celebrate the core of what we do at EA. One earns the highest GPA in a class this esteemed through academic aptitude, hard work, and curiosity. We, like high schools across this country and in many places in the world, take a moment to talk about this person because he or she should represent the best of what happens when ability, attitude, and effort meet. Aaron Kirk, the class of 2021 valedictorian, exemplifies these traits. Throughout his time here, he has demonstrated the ability to succeed in rigorous courses year after year, the attitude to sustain that success and to bounce back from the inevitable setbacks, and the effort to handle the large volume of work that is necessary. If we look at this award through these traditional lenses, I believe that Aaron is like other valedictorians around the country who are being honored this month at other ceremonies, just like this one. There is rampant proof of this theory on Aaron's transcript, a document that contains fantastic grades and is littered with marks in the A range earned in a well-rounded variety of challenging courses. He has taken honors classes and prepared for AP tests in all disciplines, won the Bausch and Lomb Science Award for his curiosity and success in his science classes, earned the Dartmouth College Book Award for a combination of academic excellence, co-curricular accomplishment, and world language study, and was inducted into the International Thespian Society for his varied exploits on the stage. Aaron is a model for success in various disciplines, and these plaudits, and the only ones I've listed here were the ones before tonight, which represent but a portion of all of the awards Aaron has received, speak to not only intelligence, but also a curiosity and creativity that are emblematic of our great school. As I said, valedictorians typically have these traits. After all, you can't have the highest GPA in any group worth leading without well-rounded success, tremendous effort, and the sort of commitment that is sustained day after day. But in reviewing Aaron's record, I realized that he brings something to his classes that make him stand out, not only here, but in the broader world of other highly accomplished academics. Not all valedictorians bring classmates together the way Aaron does, for example, nor are others as invested in the success of classmates both in and out of school. His attitude has been called contagious by one of his teachers, who also notes that he is a quiet leader who leads by example. He fosters a spirit of cooperation and employs a true team mentality, according to another. In the theater program, he is, quote, one of the most dedicated students behind the scenes, unquote, who willingly serves as, quote, an excellent role model for younger students with his focus, dedication, and willingness to do whatever is needed in order to help a production succeed, unquote. Aaron's successes, therefore, become all of our successes as we all learn and achieve more because he is around us. This trait is special, different, and important. Our mission calls on us to inspire students to become our creative, courageous, and compassionate future. And this is where Aaron differs from other valedictorians. Having the best grades does not necessarily mean that you inspire others, nor does it mean that you help others take risks with an intuitive understanding that we all do better when we do things together. This team-mindedness, this desire to help others, this true community heart is what leads to a better future. Because in the final analysis, what good are good grades if not put to good use? I am proud to introduce Aaron Kirk as the 2021 valedictorian because of his desire to put his knowledge to good use, not just for the sake of his own accolades, but more importantly, for the sake of all of us. Aaron, please take that same spirit with you to USC in the fall, and please continue to use your knowledge for good. We can't wait to hear the results when you do. Please join me in congratulating the class of 2021 valedictorian, Aaron Kirk.
Thank you.
Congratulations to all of our award recipients this evening. As we have discussed, you have many accomplishments of which you should be proud. However, I also encourage the class of 2021 and their younger peers to also be proud of all the ways that you've contributed to our school in ways that make an impact that are not defined by tangible awards. While a sense of accomplishment should come from being recognized, I encourage all of you to look for ways to make an impact on your college campuses and in your classes, as well as in any future community of which you are a member. Remember to do good, because it is what you should expect of yourself, regardless of whether it is recognized by others. Finally, here are a few reminders for tomorrow's commencement ceremony. We will send notice by 8 a.m. via text, phone, email, and our website, confirming our plans for commencement. At this point, the Weather Channel app tells me at 10 a.m. it's going to be 81 degrees, 0% chance of rain, and bright sunshine. So we look forward to a wonderful ceremony. Graduates, please arrive by 9 a.m. and meet in the Sears Gallery. Graduates who are driving by themselves should park in the funeral home across Park Street in order to save campus spaces for family and friends. Families of seniors are also welcome to arrive beginning at 9 a.m. We have previously published parking options as well as the process for checking in your family and claiming your pod of 10 seats. If your party contains more than 10 guests, additional seating is available beyond the pods. Attendees who are not a member of a family's pod are also welcome in those additional seating areas, so all are welcome at commencement. Per new health and safety guidelines, masks will not be required for attendees who are fully vaccinated. We do ask that if you are not vaccinated, you continue to wear a face covering. Finally, the ceremony will begin promptly at 10 a.m. and typically lasts up to around 2 hours. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. Congratulations once again to all of our award recipients, and we look forward to seeing you tomorrow morning. Have a wonderful evening.